Woohoo! Welcome to the party, everybody.
Yeah.
We were going to say welcome to the live stream, but we're saying welcome to the party. I'm Glenn.
Ken.
From Ecamm, and we are celebrating today. What are we celebrating?
The update.
Yeah, well, there's two things. There is the update.
And the YouTube.
And the 10,000. We hit a milestone on our YouTube channel, which is 10,000 subscribers, which for some YouTube channels wouldn't be that big a deal, but for Ecamm, this is really special.
Yeah.
It's been a long time in the making. And what else has been a long time in the making? Version 3.10 of Ecamm Live.
Yeah, and we had this ready like 3 weeks ago, but we've been holding it off to March 10th to release it. Because if you're in the United States, the date today is 3/10, and we thought it would be pretty special to release this on this day of the year. It only gives us like 3 weeks to get version 4.0.
Yeah.
Yeah. We want to release that on April 1st.
In all seriousness, though, we have been working on this for, I think this is our first big release of the year. And we want to thank our amazing team of beta testers that have been pounding on 3.10 for the past couple months. And they're very patient with us as we rolled out new features into the app and made sure that they were nice and stable so that when we roll it out today, so it's on the site now, it's live.
Yeah, go check for updates and grab it
if you don't have 3.10 yet. Open the app. It should prompt you, hey, there's an update. If it doesn't, there's a menu item for that at the top of in the Ecamm Live menu at the top of the screen. And 3.10 has a whole bunch of new features, some fixes, some things that just work better than they used to, and a lot of things that we've just been wanting to get in there for a long time. And we thought that today we are in our celebration party going to demo some of these new features for you. We're going to bring on Doc Rock, the face of our 10,000 subscriber YouTube channel.
And the face of the beta group.
And he's going to talk to you. He's going to talk a little bit about his favorite features. We're going to bring in Adrian to show you Virtual Mic, one of the most sought after features that are in this release. And we're going to bring in a guy named Matt, and Matt is going to show you the shortcuts feature and tell you a little bit about macOS shortcuts in general and what you can do with them.
Yeah, this is something that Glenn discovered that I had no idea existed. But he built the shortcuts into there.
Woohoo! And we got a super chat. Sammy Superstar, $50.
What?
Thanks, man.
Dude.
He says, I remember when Ecamm's YouTube channel had 700 subscribers. Wow, that's really special. And I can tell you, I can remember when it had a lot fewer subscribers than that. More like 7, like my mom and Ken, Katie's mom.
Bots.
So the other ones were fake. Yeah.
Now, 10,000 subscribers would not impress Adrian. Mr. Salisbury has, I think, over 100,000 subscribers.
I don't know which denominations get you a trophy from
100,000.
100,000?
You get the silver button.
We definitely did not get any sort of thing in the mail from YouTube when we hit 10,000, so I get to go check. But we're still having a party.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
So, and then also on this live stream, for those of you who may have seen this, I should mention, we're doing giveaways today. And if you're familiar with Ecamm Live and Ecamm's YouTube channel, we love giveaways. And these aren't some like goofy, like we're going to give you like a coupon or something. This is like, these are real giveaways.
Like actual prizes that will arrive in the actual mail.
Yeah, we give actual stuff, and it's always cool stuff. We are giving away, okay. So, and we got Doc joining in here. I'm going to just add him in, keep him in the green room. So here's one really cool thing that we're giving away. You see this red button? When I press it, I get like it's just like sending a keyboard press. We're giving away 10.
10?
Because if you get it like 10,000 subscribers.
3.10?
Yeah. We're giving away 10 of these big red buttons. They're actually called, this is what they're called, big red button. And they're USB and...
Are they handcrafted?
They're handcrafted by an Ecamm user. And we are giving away 10 of these buttons. And the way we're going to do the giveaway is we are actually going to do it in the YouTube comments. And so watch the YouTube chat for details. There's going to be trivia questions, and it's just like the first person, when a trivia question goes out, the first person to post the answer to that trivia question in the chat.
What kind of trivia question? Like Ecamm trivia?
It's Ecamm trivia.
Oh.
Ecamm employees and their families are not eligible to win prizes from the Ecamm Live YouTube channel. Right?
No purchase is necessary. You can write your answer on a 3x5 postcard and mail it to Ecamm headquarters.
We should give away. James wants to know about the Mac SE.
That's a plus.
This is a Mac Plus.
Yeah.
So maybe at some other point we'll do a giveaway where we give away all the items on this show. And then for the next stream we'll just have like a blank wall.
The iBook is doesn't work. That would be a sad giveaway.
So so that's going to be fun. So watch the chat. Meanwhile, let's take you straight into the features. I see that Doc has joined us. So let me assign him to guest number 1. Hey Doc, how's it going over there?
Hey, what's happening? Packed and ready to go.
You ready to go up to San Diego?
Yes. I just got everything stuffed in the suitcase. I weighed everything to make sure we're good and we're square.
It's Thursday, right?
Yeah.
We're flying out on Saturday.
He's like, what?
Yeah,
well, in Hawaii.
You guys are closer. It's so much easier. Oh, awesome guess. I love it.
We're closer?
It's always, yeah.
It's like a 6-hour flight. So a bunch of us are going out to San Diego for Social Media Marketing World, this is our first business travel in 2 years. Everyone's super excited. We're doing a meetup. If you're like, wait, I'm going to be there and I don't know about the meetup, then find out about the meetup because it's going to be amazing.
Space is limited.
Check your email. Katie invited the whole planet. So if you put us in the spam box, that's on you.
Space is so limited that the whole planet is invited.
Yeah. So we're doing the Sunday night meetup, and we are doing all Monday, which is basically like the day before Social Media Marketing World. We are taking over a whole space across the street and doing an entire day of like studio lounge, studio building,
food,
sessions, snacks and drinks, coffee bar. We're taking over.
It's going to be incredible.
And Ken and I will be there. Doc's going to be there. Meet Katie, meet Midori. Is that everyone?
All of us.
And the crew.
The whole
team.
Adrian,
Hannah, Fulgens, Adrian.
Yep.
Everyone is descending on San Diego. I'm
Jill.
sorry if you're feeling left out right about now, but you can tell that we're potentially even more excited about that than we are about 3.10.
Well, I'm excited about that. I'm excited about 3.10. I'm also excited about all the great stuff that now that 3.10 is out the door, we can start working on for like what's coming in the future. But
yeah, that is extraordinarily exciting. So Doc, what is your favorite 3.10 feature? Is it a unique thing, or what are we missing?
It's funny because it's probably the most subtle one, but it's definitely going to be alignment because I make scenes like every day because I'm always doing all these various shows, and so just aligning things, calm down my ACDC. Anyway, I can just line things up right away. It's going to be so much better. I don't know why, but I'm super in love with that feature.
Nice. I can show you that. Yeah, Clarence is saying, thinking about flying in just for the meetup. We have users who are doing this. They are flying into San Diego just for the meetup.
Someone's driving from Minnesota, don't you know?
Wow.
Or at least that's what they might have just told us that to make us feel special. But as far as we know, there are people coming for the Ecamm meetup, and I would do the same thing. Yeah. So look at this. So this is a really cool 3.10 feature that like we've had this for so long internally that we don't even feel like it's new and we can't live without it. So look at this. And Miss Jill is saying alignment for sure. So here is my screen. Sorry, it's a little busy, but Ecamm Live, right now I'm using 2 camera overlays, 2 text overlays. I've got my comment overlay in here. And previously there wasn't really like a good way to line things up. And if you're familiar with apps like PowerPoint or Keynote or Photoshop, it's not rocket science. You just need like a grid type thing and snapping and alignment lines. So watch what happens in 3.10. Ready? I'm going to drag this overlay. And you can see those little blue lines showing up that are showing me that things are aligned. And I'm feeling that sort of haptic feedback on my trackpad as I'm moving things around. So say I just added this title. I'm going to say Doc Rock. And I want this to line up perfectly vertically with the Ken and Glenn. You can see what's happening. That blue line shows up. And as I bring it over, and it's lined up horizontally with Doc's overlay, boom, and I let go, and everything is just lined up perfectly. Boom. It's so important, and it's so fun. And you're going to get that while you're moving things around. So say I move this over here. I can automatically just put it exactly where it goes. It's going to snap to the other one. And also if I'm resizing, I want to make this the same size. It's going to snap automatically to there. So it's one of those things where it's definitely like, yeah, we're excited about this feature, but where the heck was it all this time?
Well, our overlays have been getting better and better over the course of last year. So it's become a feature that will just make them even better as a multiplied effect.
Yeah. And I should also mention that you get them resizing, you get them moving, but if you nudge things with the arrow keys, you're also going to get those alignment grids. Like say you're like, well, I want to align this just a tiny bit, left arrow, right arrow, and as you bring that into position, wait, where's the middle? Yeah, so when it hits the center, you should see that vertical line flash, so you know that is aligned.
Yeah.
And all that code is written from scratch. So if you notice any like little weirdness about it, just let us know, and we can.
And of course, I mean, this might be obvious, but like that blue line is not going to show up in your live stream. It's only showing up to you in Ecamm. So.
And Don says,
somebody was going to ask
Don
that
is
question.
saying, where is the free rotation?
Free rotation.
And I actually kind of wanted that for this. Forgive, like I should not be allowed to design scenes, and I made this scene just before the live stream, and I kind of did want to like put the text kind of like at a slight angle. So watch for that, and now I'm really excited about that. So watch for that in the future.
Rotation and corner pinning and stuff.
Yeah, we have users who are asking for corner pinning. We are not ignoring you. we also like the idea, and so this is like if you wanted to fit an overlay just to like and stretch it out so it fills a particular spot on your wall or something.
You're warping it basically.
Yeah. So okay, we got tons of features to talk about here. So to the list. Who's joining us at 1:15? So Adrian's going to come in and show us the virtual mic feature. Now, this is something that is really just going to make your life easier if you are using Ecamm Live with Zoom or any other sort of conferencing tool. It's gonna really make things a lot nicer, right, Doc? Have you tried this out?
Oh, absolutely. Played around. I made the tutorial video, so I had to.
Yes.
But something I've always wanted to do is go, yo, Adrian. Okay, now I did it. I feel better now.
We'll stay on when Adrian joins, and then we'll bring you in like a little overlay to do it.
Yeah.
Like
so
little TO on the shelf.
But I should mention, if you want to find out more detail about any of the features we talk about today, go to our YouTube channel. You'll see a bunch of new videos that are deep dives into these features. So at a level where we couldn't really show you today in the live stream.
Some of the features also are difficult to show while you're on a live stream.
Yeah, so you'll see some of them more as we do demos. I am going to do a demo from San Diego. I did in the tutorials, I tried to get them out, so that everybody could just try stuff. If you can, download today, try it. And so when we do the demo on Friday, you can come in and I can help smooth out anything that you may have not quite understood.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me swap you out for Adrian and take us through the virtual mic. But stay on because I'm gonna add you in. I'm gonna add you in for the
greeting.
For the greeting. All right. Let's fix the title.
Come on then, Doc.
Oh, yeah.
We
Wait,
just went all the way around the world from Hawaii to the United Kingdom.
that's weird.
Come on then, Doc.
I see Adrian. It seems like I did the assign. Hold on, Adrian.
We're fiddling with it. Hold on.
Well, tell Doc to join back in. How's it going, Adrian?
Yeah, really good, thank you.
Where are you joining in from?
Sorry?
Where are you joining in from today?
Peterborough in England.
Wow. When are you heading over to California?
Saturday morning. So we've got to do our pending a negative COVID test in the morning. So they're literally keeping us. We've got 24 hours. You can't do it any sooner. So yeah, fingers crossed that we're all going to get clear on our COVID test. And it's actually like a live one. Someone's got to witness it. So I think I'm going to be on a Zoom call, sticking a thing up my nose, doing a test.
They're trying to make sure that you go all the way to the back and touch your brain.
What a job, eh? Imagine telling your kids that's what you're doing, eh? Sitting watching people putting sticks up their nose. But,
there's totally nothing like stressful about that, about waiting to the last minute. And,
well, that's why I'm laughing at Doc getting packed. I'm thinking this absolutely pointless as packing until I know for certain that we're coming. And we're just wrapping up the end of our Ecamm Academy as well. So it's, yeah, there's a lot going on. I haven't really had a chance to even think about packing, but Saturday morning we shall be hopefully heading on an 11-hour flight. Looking forward to getting over and seeing you.
Nice. Well, here comes Doc. Ready?
That is glorious.
Glenn just set that up in preview mode and deployed it.
Oh,
come on, Doc.
So awesome. That is so awesome.
Are you gonna say it?
Yo, Adrian. Yes, you gotta do that.
Perfect.
I had to grow up with that as a Rocky fan.
Oh, guaranteed. Yo, this is so, I never even thought about just having like somebody come up as a bubble, because you think about it, you could do a show where you have like there's what's a good way? Like, pardon the interruption. We have a show like this where there's two pontificators going back and forth about something, and then somebody needs a fact check. The fact check person can pop up in the middle and be like, "Well, no, it turns out that Star Wars was not stolen from Star Trek, and actually was stolen from Japanese history." And then you can send them back down.
The best part is like when you don't like what the person's saying, you can just like send them back down.
We need a,
and then you can undo them and
I'm
bring them
let
right
me
back.
do that and just push it. There we go. Look.
So
we need like a pop-up and bubble button, just like a shortcut in the guest window, in the interview window. So you could just like, instead of add to show, it would be like pop up and bubble. And they would fly in a circle automatically.
Nice.
And bounce around the screen, of course.
Working on
it.
Right?
Like the karaoke ball, right? When you're doing the lyrics, the thing is like ding, 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 ding. It's a small world after all.
Adrian always looks sharp. That's just like he must spend half his day focusing his camera just to look so crisp and sharp.
Well, I was a little bit worried it wasn't. It definitely isn't as sharp this end as it is in the live.
The return feed in the interview mode, that return feed that the guests get is not always going to be as high quality, but you look fantastic right now.
And we do that to kind of save on bandwidth, because if you were sending really high quality streams back to your guests, that's going to be stealing the bandwidth that you need for your actual live stream. So that's
good to know.
Not super clear for you.
So Adrian,
Christmas Collider, your comment is hilarious, Todd. Thank you.
You've got me a bit worried, Glenn, because I knew I was just popping on here, but then you've just said I'm walking you through this.
Okay, no.
And I'm thinking, really?
Well, we want to know. Look at the giant. That's weird. We want to know about virtual mic. How are you using it? How are you finding it? And what does this replace? What's easier now that virtual mic?
Yeah. This is, and I hesitate to say it because I know we've all kind of killed the phrase game changer, but I really feel that this has been for me for Zoom. Really, there's a lot of people. We've had 1,800 people now come through this Ecamm Academy of ours, and definitely one of the biggest things, people come in and they're going, are you going to tell us how to do this in Zoom? And I need to be able to do this in Zoom. And it's been a real pain having to suggest loopback and black hole, and it's another thing you got to have open, and it's not the easiest to work out. So virtual mic, when this came into beta, I absolutely loved it. I'm going, really? So what, I can just send this audio across? And it isn't just, we've had people that say to us, I've sent the camera. I don't think people were really getting the fact that when you do the virtual cam, it was only sending the camera and not the audio. So they're saying, it's been really good, but then people can't hear the microphone, or they can't hear a video I'm playing. And we're constantly saying, no, it's not sending the audio.
Yeah.
So it's been fantastic that it has now. For me, some might be thinking, well, so what? Why do I need to do that anyway? But for me, for a long time, I've been resisting changing a microphone over, and I've been having a microphone that plugged into my camera so that I knew it was always going to be in sync. But I joined the Shore Club and got an MV7 here.
Can we get him one of these orange covers? Yeah. Adrian, careful though when you pick up the Shure MV7 like that though, you can accidentally press the buttons on the top.
No, you can't if you've got it locked.
Oh, there's a lock? Shows how much I know.
Yes, absolutely. If you go into the software, you can set it up in the software and then lock it.
Oh, okay.
That was one of the things I thought, this scares me that I can do this. But so for me, I've never really, when I go into Zoom, I'm not really wanting to play sound effects and things particularly. But to be able to know that in Ecamm, for me in Ecamm to be able to do this mic delay, and I know that there's a 2-frame mic delay that I want to be able to have on for this mic and this camera, but then it's always been, but that doesn't work when I go into Zoom. And for me, this is why this has been massive, is that now I can sort out my camera and mic, any different combination that people have got, sort out that mic delay. And then now when I go into Zoom, under the camera option, I select virtual cam, and under the microphone, I select Ecamm virtual mic. And
as simple as that, really.
Fantastic.
That's not even one of the things I had. That's not even one of the things I had in the list in my head about uses for virtual mic. But the cam delay is going to work great. Yeah. So for those of you watching that aren't quite clear on what virtual mic is, it's essentially we're adding a pass-through function where, so when you're sending your Ecamm live output into something like Zoom, previously you just got the video and then you were at the mercy of Zoom for your audio. Now you can pass through that audio from Ecamm Live directly into Zoom, and like Adrian said, you get the sound from, say you roll the video, sound effects, music, guest audio, and like Adrian said, mic delay, and
all the volume
and the volume levels and the muting. So like say we went to like an outro scene where we wanted our mic to be muted. Now all these mute, like up here in the sound levels window where you have all these little mute buttons, when you're using virtual mic, all that is going to come through completely automatically, just by virtue of everything kind of getting piped through Ecamm Live.
This doesn't completely replace everything you might have been doing with loopback. Our goal was to create the simplest possible setup to take care of the 90% case where you're just output of Ecamm, input into a different app like Zoom or Chrome. This doesn't allow you to do everything that loopback lets you do. So if you had a complex routing setup with channels, and
what we've found, what the questions that we've been getting this week really have been, we're wanting to do an Ecamm interview, send it into Zoom, be able to bring someone up in Zoom and have that audio coming back. That's really been, it's one way, isn't it, at the minute? It's going Ecamm into Zoom. But if you're expecting to have people over in Zoom and your guest over in Ecamm hear them, that's where you need to use loopback to send it back. Yeah.
Yeah, and those are complex situations. So our goal
is I'm telling people to avoid it, honestly.
Our goal is to help out most people and make it, as Katie said, like it just has to be stupid simple. Just because Otherwise, we're going to make it even more confusing than it already was. Yeah. And I think that's what we accomplished. Is there's no settings, there's no except on and off.
And even like this, Ken, I've selected when I came onto this. I can select my virtual cam and my virtual mic, so I know that the two are in sync. So it's not just going into Zoom; it's anywhere that anywhere you're selecting this instead of your regular microphone.
Yeah, and here's a question. I mean, will it help with the delays in Camtasia or ScreenFlow? You could potentially use this just to add mic delay. We don't have any other real audio filtering capability in the app, but that is one thing that previously you would need some other tool for it to add a mic delay. You can definitely do it with Ecamm now. You don't need to use this with the virtual camera. You can use it all on its own to add mic delay.
Yeah,
that's kind of a neat idea.
Sure. And this is
thank you.
This is a pro feature. But if you're not a pro customer and you want to try this out, we have in the email that went out today to customers about announcing 3.10, there's a button in there that will let you get a pro trial established. So you'll activate all of the pro features for a 2-week time period, even if you're already a customer. Going back to turning on that pro trial, you'll suddenly be activated for virtual mic, virtual cam, and all of our other pro features for 2 weeks.
This does kind of go hand in hand with the virtual cam anyway. That's a pro feature, doesn't it? So I would think most people that are excited about this will already be pro and using the virtual cam.
That's true. Yeah, but they haven't tried virtual cam. Yeah, but if you haven't tried anything at all, and
okay. Yeah.
Or if you're on the fence about signing up for Ecamm Live and you already did a trial, maybe a year ago or something, we can that button will also work to just reset your trial in general and get you another 2 weeks. And of course, you could also just write to our support team and say, hey, can I have a new trial? And they will take care of it. Well, that was it's so good to see you, but I'm also excited we're going to actually get to see you in person.
Too right.
As long as you pass your the swab test.
I know.
Everybody's feeling okay.
There's 3 of us. So Owen and Rachel are coming as well. So we've got 3 of us got to do the test in the morning, and we'll let you know.
You should ask for the extra long swab.
Yeah.
It's more accurate. The deeper they go in.
No. I'll be glad when we don't
I
have
actually
to do
talked to somebody yesterday. They were traveling last week, and they said that they got to where they were going, and at that country they required a COVID test to enter, and they looked at their test result form, and they said, "Oh, you didn't get the kind of test that goes deep enough." They honestly wouldn't let them into the country because they had
a deepness level.
I guess there's 2 kinds of nasal and there's naso.
There's a whole. Thankfully, Rachel's been sorting all that out for us.
Complicated.
And, it's quite complicated working out what you need to do.
Yeah, a distinction that I hadn't heard before. I know there's other kinds, but they actually wouldn't let them come into the country until they had a second test at the border.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the airline have kind of pointed us to the right ones, and
get it on, right?
It's all in their system.
I'm just looking at the. So how are we? Do we have a winner?
It looks like the trivia is underway.
Half the comments are people putting in version numbers for Ecamm. So it must be a question about.
We're at question 9.
We're flying through these. So they're at questions actually specific to Ecamm Live history.
They are. Yeah. Version history.
That's amazing.
I'm missing all this.
Yeah, me too.
We're doing our.
But I guess we're probably not eligible to enter.
Yeah, you're not allowed to enter.
No, I wasn't, but I'm not seeing it in the chat because I've only got this bit. Yeah.
Now I want to play.
The current question is, when did green screen?
When did we add green screen?
What version did we add green screen?
When did we add blue screen? That's the real question.
No, that's not the current one.
Oh.
And did anyone end up using blue screen? Comment down below if you use the blue screen.
Oh man. So thanks for joining us, Adrian.
That's been great. Yes. Lovely to see you. Look forward to seeing you next week and everybody else.
All right.
Have a good flight.
Yep. Thank you.
Safe travel.
See you soon.
See ya.
Bye.
So welcome back to the Ecamm Live 3.10 release party.
Woo! Oh, new 3.10 feature. Sound effects can now be played like more than one at a time.
Hold on. Cool.
So in 3.9 and previous versions, you could not actually play more than one sound effects from the sound effects window. Why? We don't know.
I don't know.
Like if you tried, it would just stop the other sound. Now you can start up some music, throw in a DJ air horn or two, and it's not going to interrupt what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So say I want to play like the intro music, and then I want to throw in a DJ air horn or two. That works. So,
yeah, and the sound effects in general are going to work a lot better. In the process of making the multiple ones work, I cleaned up some stuff that was causing issues for people. So, oh yeah, blue screen.
Valerie says blue screen's better.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get a blue screen.
I don't know. It's like there's pros and cons. Blue is a lot closer to gray, so like it can be harder to get a clean edge if like for us right now with these gray sweatshirts. This would, like yours is, even though you can't see it, has a little bit of blue in it. So it just depends on like your setup and what's in your shot.
Good point. Yeah. But so we were talking about sound effects.
Yeah.
We fixed a bunch of stuff with sound effects. There were some weird issues that are where we had to kind of refactor the way we were doing them. Now it all just should work now. Oh, Matt's joining us to talk about the shortcuts. So this is something that we've been wanting to get in there for a while. Here is Matt. Wait, no, that's the shortcut window.
Here we go.
I gotta fix his label.
Hello.
How's it going?
Welcome to the party.
Yeah.
First time guest.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm thrilled.
We've got Matt Casanelli here, published author of an actual book about shortcuts, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
I haven't done the book. I did the documentation when I worked there. I'm working on a book. So
Upcoming book.
How did you know?
Can we pre-order?
Yeah, no. Not yet. Definitely nowhere near there.
Will there be an audiobook?
Unpublished.
Totally. So I used to work at Workflow which was the app that became Shortcuts once Apple acquired our team.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I essentially, I was the marketing guy, and so I joined in to help them write the documentation and explain what the heck is this thing, because I was very confused, even though I really liked it.
It's really
and then yeah, exactly. And so it's basically the team got acquired by Apple, and they turned it into Shortcuts eventually. And so I wanted to go out on my own and do my own thing. Apple's a pretty big corporation. I joined this team of like 5 people. But so now I'm kind of sharing about what I learned with Workflow that still applies today. And it's super exciting because...
And how many shortcuts do you have in your Shortcuts app? I'm just wondering.
Okay, let me get the official latest count. This is a horrible mistake, so please don't do this, but I have 2,591. I've been doing this for 10 years. I love it. Yes, so don't do this way. If you follow me on Twitter, I've been having lots of problems with their sync because it's apparently not built for this. Most people, I think,
no one at Apple ever tested 2,590 shortcuts at the same time.
Exactly.
It's OFN squared performance.
They needed me like sitting on the side being like, hello, I'm a weirdo. But so yeah, I've been using it to automate every single thing I can possibly think of. If you just say something, I could probably make like 10 shortcuts out of it. So
are the macOS shortcuts related to iOS shortcuts, or is it a totally
yeah, so it's built off of the same technology now. I think it's like Yeah, it's like a Swift UI type thing. I think that's maybe where some of those rough edges are coming from. But there's almost all of the actions from the iOS app are on the Mac, and I think there's kind of a transition period. But basically, throughout, yeah, like you are able to do a lot of similar things across
And
each platform.
do you want me to I can do a screen share and show everyone what we've added to
Sure.
Ecamm Live, and then maybe you can talk a little bit about what you can do with these things.
Totally.
So there's kind of two elements to shortcuts. One is like telling an app to do something, like, hey, app, go do this thing. But then there's we kind of came up with this idea of maybe like we don't need that quite yet, but maybe we can kind of trigger shortcuts. And what we did was we decided to wait, where'd my shortcuts app go? Here it is. So what we decided to do was add this well, that's the wait. I want to show our pref.
Oh, nice.
Right? We show the Ecamm preferences window. Yeah, Ecamm Live prefs. So if you go to the prefs in the new version, I know I call them prefs. Most normal humans call them preferences. Where's the settings? I don't know. It's not showing up. But so here's the preferences window for shortcuts, and you can assign a shortcut when Ecamm Live opens, when Ecamm Live starts, I mean when the broadcast starts, when the broadcast finishes, and when Ecamm Live quits. And these two are the most fun. Broadcast starting and broadcast finishing. And that's really all there is to see there. The shortcuts in these little eyeballs are going to kick you into the shortcuts app. So let me, and these, if you haven't seen this before, these are the shortcuts that Matt can tell you all about. But I have, but just as an example, when I start streaming, I want to set my focus to do not disturb. I want to quit Dropbox because I don't want it like syncing in the background while I'm trying to do a live stream. And I want to turn on my neon, I knew I was going to get it, the neon live sign here using HomeKit.
Yeah, so when Glenn started the countdown today, that sign clicked on completely automatically. It startled me.
So that was kind of like the extent of my ability to do anything with shortcuts. So I thought it would be fun to hear from Matt and see the kind of things that you can do with this. So take it away, Matt.
I mean, honestly, I think that's, just to be clear, that's a great one. I don't think I had even thought to do the quit Dropbox step. I was going to try to do something like a terminal command to kill it for some reason. So that's much easier.
Well, I was just looking through, you can see the big list of things Apple what you do, and that's just one of the things that I found in the list.
Yeah. I mean, even like quitting it just when the app opens and then opening it every time Ecamm closes too, because it's like you never want it then. Plus, I always need to sync right afterwards if I upload it to that file or something. So you already just gave me an idea. And I thought of another thing too. If you have an intro, you could add a wait screen or wait 30 seconds, and then the live light would come on while you're streaming, and it's like, hey, we're live, and you could time it so that it comes on.
So there's a way to add a delay to the shortcut script.
Yeah, just there's a scripting category, which is where that's the whole area where I've become basically a full programmer through shortcuts, even though I'm using this drag and drop interface. But I won't get into too much of that.
What are your favorite abilities that the shortcuts give?
I can do tons of stuff. What I like the most is you can interact with web APIs. So this is definitely a nerdier thing, but you can use get contents of URL to send web requests to websites. And so I send information into my Airtable database. And the reason I love all this, I'm just saying words if you don't know what these things are, but it basically gives me full control over my whole own database. And then by interacting with Airtable through this service, I essentially am writing my own custom shortcuts actions. And so it's just me being able to do anything that I want. So
My-
that's why I like it.
I'm a huge Airtable fan. My whole family uses it for their different activities. My oldest
Yeah,
kid
I'm
has,
sure.
has an Airtable of all. Uses it more than me. My wife uses it for her business to keep track of customers, and I
I'll
gotta
have
tell
to
her.
share
I
some
gotta
of
tell her
mine.
about the shortcut abilities.
Yeah, I mean, it's not native is the problem. So you have to use their API, but I run my whole business through it because
Now,
I
can
make
developers
my own things
create
and ask Siri.
Can developers create shortcut plugins? Like, could somebody make an Airtable shortcut plugin?
Yes, there's either like Airtable would have to, and trust me, I've been asking them for like 5 years straight. So they know about it. I just don't think it. Maybe now that the Mac app, I don't know, it does kind of like Airtable for Mac is a web service, kind of just in a wrapper, so they can't really integrate it in the same way. But there are third-party tools that can just basically skin the API and then make a shortcut. Like somebody just made one for Notion, for example.
So one thing we want to hear from our feedback from users is other triggers that we can add. Like we just added those 4 in there, but just getting in discussions earlier today, someone was pointing out, what if we had a 5th one for like super chats? So like when you got a YouTube super chat, it triggered a shortcut that fired a confetti can, like a real confetti cannon in your room or something like that.
Anna and Fulgen's
So flash the lights.
You would love that.
Or dim the lights.
Or just
this
hit a
is
gong.
again nerdy, but could you make web requests like or webhooks, like monitor for webhooks? Because then I could just do anything. That's a whole realm. But
listen for webhooks.
I even something specific for Ecamm could be when a guest joins. Then something could happen, like change the scene automatically or something like that. I mean, or like tweeting that this person is now live, like, hey, Matthew just joined the live stream, for example, and then you don't have to remember to do it.
Yeah. So right now our hooks are pretty simple, but is there a way to send parameters into the shortcut from the app? So if like we got a super chat, we'd want to send into the shortcut the ability to know who it was, and then you could like maybe put it up on a big neon sign or something behind you or something like that.
If you just give me a dictionary of data,
the possibilities are definitely there. But I think
I should explain too just some of what I'm doing with these triggers, because I think I'm using Virtual Cam and Virtual Mic right now, by the way.
Oh, so I can put you full screen.
Yeah, let me just double check to make sure. How am I gonna in the live stream at the same time?
Switch to him not seeing himself and seeing us, so that he doesn't see himself.
No, I just mean in Chrome for myself.
All right, you've got the screen.
Okay. Hold on, I just ran a shortcut and turned off my lights. I'm not even joking. I have it set up. Okay, hold on. Sorry. I'm not used to being on this side of the stream, so it's throwing me off. You guys can.
What have you done?
We just lost.
Did you lose me?
No, you're back. We were just confused because you turned into your desktop.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. That's what I'm trying to show.
You were there the whole time.
How do I show Ecamm's the setup? I guess I could just show you my shortcuts. Let me just open this, and you guys can still see everything.
We see that, yeah.
Feeling anxious. All right. This is how it happens on the other side.
Relax, you're off camera.
Okay, cool. So I have one that is my favorite, is just chapter markers. So I have this whole system, and I talked to you guys about this separately, but this isn't even helpful because this is confusing. But the end result is that when the stream starts, I have that trigger go off, and it creates just a timestamp with the current time, and then like 0 minutes in. And then throughout my stream, I can run, using my Stream Deck, more markers saying like, oh, okay, 10 minutes in, this cool moment happened. And then I have all these moments throughout the thing. And so basically, one of the problems that I had with this was I had to run it when the stream started, and then it would be off by 30 seconds or something like that. And now whenever the stream starts and stops, it will create a perfect timestamp for me in this file, so I always know exactly how long
That reminds me,
was. And
I think I remember seeing that Doc had done
there we go.
I think I remember Doc had done a shortcut that sent a tweet, right? Is that something you've looked at?
Yes, Twitter right now makes you confirm the tweets, so that's not the perfect way, but you could use something like if this then that and send a little message and then have it automatically tweet right at that moment. So that one I did realize isn't as perfect. I think it's also Twitter their integration with it just doesn't work very well.
So if you tweet,
they don't allow you.
You can tweet through if this then that without a confirmation, but if you use the shortcuts thing directly, it requires something special.
Yeah, but even the way that I might do this is when the stream or when Ecamm opens, prepare my tweet and then open up that little dialogue window that it'll show. Like, let me just show you real quick. I guess I need words in there. Test. And then you could just have your tweet ready to go. And then when you go live, you could hit, or like ahead of the stream or something like that, you could say stream in 5 minutes sort of thing. So it at least lets you confirm and preview the message before you send it off to Twitter and compile the whole thing. For example, like you were saying with, like you could, since YouTube always has the same URL for your stream, you could just put it in this tweet every single time and stuff like that without having to go back and copy and paste it or things like that.
Nice. Well, thanks for showing us all this stuff.
Oh goodness, I'm doing a double show.
Go back to your camera for a second.
What's happening?
Sure. Oh no, it's showing just one circle. There we go. Okay, hello.
All right. That worked pretty well though, considering it was totally unrehearsed.
Yeah.
Totally on the fly. So I could talk about shortcuts for the next hour. You guys want to do that, or do you want to go and touch on a couple of the other features in 3.10 before we wrap up? How are we doing on the trivia, Katie?
We are still we're not giving away merch. We've given away buttons and descriptors.
The buttons are all given away.
And now we're into merch.
What kind of merch? Are we
Gift cards.
Whatever merch they want?
Whatever merch they want. Yeah.
Like, cool.
So if you're watching live right now,
I need an orange mic cover.
The giveaway is still going away. Did we hear back from the maker of these whether they can do orange ones or are they just red?
No, we're in place of big orders. So.
Yeah.
Ecamm orange on the button would be amazing. So one thing that we did add in 3.10 just for these buttons is the ability to assign a little more flexibility with the hotkeys. So how am I doing that DJ air horn with this button? This is going to be really hard for you guys to see. But you see down here in sound effects where I assigned the hotkey. When I ordered this button, I told the guy I wanted to press F4 on my keyboard. That's all this button does is like press F4. And then so you can assign F keys now to the sound effects. So check that out. You can also assign hotkeys to overlays, which is something that was just not in there before. So if you look in the overlays window now, you'll see that same sort of hotkey symbol that we have for scenes. So if I wanted, let's see, if I wanted I could have F4 also do Matt's overlay. So now it's assigned to Matt and DJ Airhorn. So now I think when I press this, that's just the title. I wanted to do the actual camera. Guest 1. All right. So now that takes Matt in and out and plays the sound effects.
So you got it triggering both things?
Yeah,
I
so
that was a problem.
I think that only works. I think it will trigger both if it's not a command key.
Oh.
Like if it's just an individual letter or a function key.
Yeah.
So you can imagine the possibility of like kicking off like maybe a confetti animation and a sound to go along with
Sure.
it, which is something that
A stinger, as people call it.
yeah. So play around with that. Diana says fire, 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 lit, lit, fire, lit.
Awesome. Fire emoji.
Yes.
So while it's on my mind, something that is new in 3.10 that I'll just mention briefly is we worked with some accessibility using users, some visually impaired people and blind people, to make sure that Ecamm Live is now fully accessible,
Oh, nice.
or very nearly fully accessible, to be used with macOS VoiceOver. And if you're not blind, you may not have heard of it, but the Mac has some of the best accessibility features in the industry, and now you should be able to access majority of the features in Ecamm Live just from VoiceOver, using the keyboard and hearing feedback from the system.
Nice.
And yeah, so it's really cool that people are using Ecamm Live with VoiceOver. It was something that I hadn't thought about before, but it's one of the benefits of Ecamm Live being a native Mac app, is that we benefit from VoiceOver. Some of the users I talked to told me that if they open up some of our competitors, it's completely unusable at all with VoiceOver. And so I think that's a really cool feature that we've added in 3.10.
And if we didn't get it right, this is the guy to contact.
Yeah. Let us know if I'm pretty sure it's good now, because I just heard back from a few users that the VoiceOver functionality is really good right now.
Nice.
That stuff has a lot of overlap with the shortcuts part too, because
yeah. I
shortcuts
mean,
is very
being able to
much
trigger
with
things from
the
key commands is essential for those users.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, that shortcuts can do that, and I still barely think about that on the Mac, that while you're live, you can trigger all these shortcuts with the keyboard shortcut. The language key command maybe is better.
Yeah. Speaking of shortcuts, you can. We did add, when you update to 3.10, it's going to prompt you to update your Stream Deck plugin. I know we have a lot of Stream Deck users out there, and there is a new key. It is changing Ecamm profiles. So if you do multiple shows, you can now put a key on your Stream Deck that will just punch you into a completely different profile. That was actually a common request that we didn't anticipate, because when we think about Stream Deck, we think more about like things you're doing like in the moment, like while you're live, boom, 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 boom. But what we found with a lot of users, they're just using the Stream Deck to kind of customize their world.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you can't change profiles while you're live. That really wouldn't make any sense. But we had a lot of requests for this ability, so it's in there now.
yeah, the more you can move into that set of buttons and to sort of organize what you do in your mind behind Stream Deck folders, you can just kick those off automatically. So take a look.
I'm huge on that, and that I was one of those people that requested it, so thanks.
Nice. So profiles are in there, and yeah, I think that's the only thing we added to the Stream Deck plugin. Right?
I don't know. I feel like there were a lot of changes in the course of 3.10.
For Stream Deck, it's just support for the automatic scene groups, which is probably something we're not going to have time to demo today.
Well, what else are we going to demo?
I would love to show people the scene sound changes. But this is something that's like, I'm hoping people will find a use for this. But if you add a scene sound now, which is like when you drag a sound effect into your main window, I'm going to kick off this music again.
So you're just picking the sound from the sound effects window.
I'll grab the sound effect, drop it in.
Dropping it into the window.
And now you have a sound that is going, you can hear me? It's a sound that plays whenever you go to this scene. And previously, that was cool, but that would just, as soon as you left the scene, the sound would stop. It would just fade out. So there wasn't really any way to have continuity between scenes if you wanted something like background music. So what we've gone ahead and done is add this teeny tiny little gear button right here next to the scene sound that gives you a few other options. One is pretty self-explanatory. I don't want this to stop when I leave the scene, so I'll uncheck that. But what you also have here, which is kind of neat, is another volume control. So like you might say like, well, why do I need a volume control here? I've got a sound effects volume here. I've already have another sound specific volume here. So why is there like a third volume control? So what this volume control does is it's specific to the scene. So let's say I have this intro scene. I want the music playing at full volume. And then when I go to my camera, I don't want that music to stop. But I don't want it to, I want it to just keep playing, but softer. You see where I'm going with this?
Fade down to like a background music level.
Yeah, so
does it transition like that?
Yes, and it should fade. It should fade
Nice.
from one level. So let me try it here. So like so here I have, I'll say play it at 20%, and then in my intro I think it's already playing at full volume. Yeah. So here, full volume. So when I go back to Matt,
yeah, it faded down.
It faded down
Nice
to
job.
20%. Cool. Like really hard to
I'm
discover.
excited.
I think it's one of those cool features that's like really hard to discover in the app. So probably no one's gonna find that tiny little gear or know what it does. But
I think scene sounds in general are kind of hidden. I mean, unless dragging them into the window like that, is that the only way to create them?
no, I think you can say add to scene here.
I think
I
scene
didn't
sounds
know
in general are
that you
kind
could
of
do that. Just so you
secret
know.
feature.
But yeah, so hypothetically now you should be able to completely automate the process of that scene sound will start when you go live. That music will start when you go live. It will fade. The countdown hits 0. It's going to automatically trigger, transition to your camera scene. The music will fade down. So that whole process of starting a live broadcast with an intro should be completely automatic.
And by making it automatic, we leave more time for you to do stuff like figure out what your music should be, and less time trying to figure out how to get it to come up and to fade in and out. Because picking music is the most important part of a live stream. Now, just a reminder, don't play music that is copyrighted, because Facebook and YouTube will boot you, and your live stream will disappear.
I mean, YouTube's kind of like cool with most music now.
Really?
They send you this weird email like, "We've noticed you stole music, but it's cool." Like,
Facebook will boot you.
You might go to jail, but it's probably fine.
we are outside your house right now. So thanks for joining us, Matt.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll bring you on again when your book is published and when
Sure.
your virtual book tour.
Yeah, cool.
Sure, sounds good. Thank you for having me. All right, bye.
All right, so we are almost through with our giveaway, right?
We just gave away the last thing.
Woohoo! All right. So
Congratulations to all our winners.
I hope you guys won something.
Yeah.
Congratulations to all of our winners of our big red buttons, of our merch, okay. So this is that's like one weird thing I want to show you guys before we wrap this up and just get back to working on Ecamm Live. This is something that came across our desk yesterday. There's these animation things that you can bring in as widgets. Tell me, stop me if you've seen this. But
I haven't seen it.
So this was really cool. Now I'm gonna forget the Lottie.
Yep.
Lottie files, which is like a super weird name. I'll make sure I can find this. So these are, and you can put in the comments if you think this is cool or not. So lottiefiles.com, I had to create a free account, and then these are just like these weird like line drawing animations that people make, I guess.
Vector art,
just kind of as a hobby.
and they're free to use.
They seem to be, I don't know.
It says it right there. Free to use.
Free to use, world's largest collection. And what was brought to my attention was that you can use our widget feature to bring these in. And I'm going to show you how to do that. It's like, so here is like this interesting, I don't know, moving blobs. So if you go down to,
And you can tweak it, like the colors to match your brand.
yeah. So
right from here.
you go to get the iframe code, and then you have to grab this URL out of the iframe code. Don't get the whole iframe, just this embed URL.
Complicated.
And then you just do new widget, paste it in. I'll call it funny dots. I'll go 400 by 400, 30 frames per second.
Neat.
And you now have these dots in as a animation.
That's so cool.
I'm not sure exactly what I would use that one for, but it seems like they have a really large library of
It's mesmerizing.
of vector art. I could just watch that all day.
I can't make it bigger. I can't stop staring at it.
Phil says he uses Lottie subscribe free button. Yeah, so maybe there's like some cool things that pop up on the screen to keep your audience engaged. That is okay. I gotta shrink this down again.
One thing I want to add for the widgets in the next version is like the ability to just paste in an embed code.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because we could just have a box and you paste embed code in it, and that becomes your widget.
It's easy enough.
Yeah.
You can do that now. If you do have an embed code if you have like one of those sites that gives you like a string, like a bunch of code to like sort of paste into your website, you can do that now by just making a text file, paste it into the text file on your computer, and name it .html and drag it into Ecamm, and it'll pop right in.
You can do it from a file.
And Ken, what's new with widgets in 3.10? Isn't it's M1 now, right?
Oh yeah, widgets performance will be better, much better in 3.10. We made a lot of changes internally to how widgets work. You're not going to notice anything.
Oh, you shouldn't notice.
You shouldn't notice anything different, except that they'll come up faster, and be more responsive and take less CPU.
Nice.
Yeah, because M1 users will get a newer Chromium runtime behind the scenes, and native M1 code is going on there. Yeah.
All right, so this was fun. This felt like a party.
Yeah.
We had guests. We had prizes. We had music. We had big red buttons. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us for the 3.10 celebration. Maybe we'll see some of our viewers in San Diego on Sunday.
And Monday.
And Monday. If you can't make it to San Diego, don't feel left out. There's going to be Ecamm has a full schedule of conferences that we are either attending this year, exhibiting at, having meetups at. So watch the website in the socials for details about how you can get together in some place that's not San Diego. And with that, we are going to press this big red button, go to our outro scene, and comment about what you're most excited about in 3.10. If you won something today, comment what you won. If you're not sure what to write, just write where you're watching from. But thank you so much for joining us. Thanks to everyone who's put this together. Thanks to our beta testers for testing this fearlessly for the past couple months. And keep streaming, everybody. See you later.
Bye.